Hello, welcome to Tania Writes. This is my YouTube channel. If you have seen the first two videos, I definitely went back to the original spelling of my name, Tania, Tania. A lot of people like to say Tanya. I don't know why. It's definitely giving you Tamia, so into you like Tania. But anyways, we are going to discuss our book, which is Black Girl Call Home. If you're curious why the series is even a thing, I am working on building my own writing portfolio. That's this part in the journey that I am in right now. And what is important to me is to also read other wonderful writers. I think it's iron sharpening iron for kind of free, kind of not. I mean, better than going to a convention. So let's get into it. So if you do not know who Jasmine Mann is, I first was introduced to her through Strivers Row. Like way back when I was like middle school. And one of my favorite poems by her is actually Birmingham, where she talks about the bombing that happened at the 16th Baptist Church. So she is phenomenal. Like Jasmine Mann's, from what I see, from what she allows us to see, I would say she is fierce. Would definitely not want to cross her. Like her words will punch you in the face. Like get like so good. So, anyways, more about her. Her BA's in African American Studies, similar to Amanda Seals, who she has a master's, but I think that's really cool how that works. Like that similarity. But anyway, she's a resident poet at Newark Public Library. She's a really dope person. If you go on her Instagram feed, you'll see a lot of her merch, which is really cool too. It says a lot of stuff like buy weed from women and stuff like that, if that's what you like. I don't partake personally, but you know, to each their own. She has a lot of just dope, cool, creative stuff. I just love how she operates. Like, taking notes, Jasmine. But anyways, let's get into this book. First of all, cover art. I love book cover art. These Borettes, I don't know where she found them from. I haven't seen them in a minute. But that was definitely giving me nostalgic vibes. Like being at my grandma's house and having to like pull out that big bucket of Borettes and rubber bands and beads. Like, so I really appreciate this. Let's see who actually did this. So I found it. The book cover design is by it's by Dominique Jones. So Dominique, wonderful job. You're awesome. Woo! So let's get into the overview. The most scattered video, but it's okay, we're human. But how I would describe this book is basically like the poetry version of hood feminism, in that it was definitely hard to get through, especially towards the beginning, but all the topics are very much relevant. And in some ways, it was like, it took me about 2 weeks to read it just because it was so dense and in terms of emotional depth, and its ability to call out the wrongs in our culture, the wrongs that Black women face. So I would definitely, the book is timeless. I would recommend that you buy it. I think you can pull great pieces for workshops. So yeah, so I'm gonna go let you guys watch the rest of this. I'm going to read Babies at the Border. Yeah, so here it goes. We wonder if babies cry in their native language, if they even have a native tongue to surrender to the armed men. These children do not know America, but they do know it doesn't belong to them. They don't know why people hate, but they know hate is cold, colored in red. It growls, snatches and drools from its hungry parts. One child fears he will be eaten because things in cages are to be eaten. Another doesn't cry, as if he knows the water will be needed for much worse than this. A mother breastfeeds her son through a metal fence while his father holds the back of his head on the other side. She pushes her right breast through a square until her nipple pokes out of the male-female barrier meeting the lips of her baby. The baby reaches for her hand and other body parts, the parts that belonged usually to him before the cages. This baby, eyes closed, breast and mouth, reaches just far enough for him to know her as mother, but not enough to know this as his country. A lot of what she does in this book too kind of asks the question of what do marginalized bodies mean to a country that like a capitalistic country. She does that very well with Whitney Houston's story. She talks a lot about her in this book as well, and how even like black and brown bodies don't get to to just to belong, to America. Even in death, it's like, no, you work here. Like, you might live here, but you really are a product here. We can go, and also like one thing that she did that was really unique in this book is that the way she talked about black health, or not black health. There I go. I do it again. So Afrocentric, but just women's health. Y'all, I love when I read a poem and I feel like I've left more educated. Like, what are we doing? If you're writing a poem, and I don't know, we're free. We can do what we want. So yeah, so I love that about this book, y'all. I almost forgot. Where can you find me? I changed my Instagram. I'm gonna put it in the thing. But right now my Instagram is Tania Deshawn Writes. DM me if you have any questions about the journey of building a writing portfolio. I would be happy to share. Some things that I've done so far is I have gained my LLC. I don't know how you would say that. I have my LLC now, so that when I do decide to workshop and to have merchandise and a website, I can have all my affairs in order, honey. Okay. So, what else am I working on? I'm working on a poetry EP that should be coming out this month because I'm tired of working on it. I'm ready to just get it out there because perfectionism is not your friend. I don't know who needs to hear that. Perfectionism, not your friend. Just say the poem, put the poem out. Um, yeah, so that's me. I will see you guys next week. Y'all, I almost forgot something. That's like my favorite part. Okay.
If I died tonight in these sheets, I would still want you next to me. Like this love could survive all of those riots. I know when you are scared, I held your hand.
And y'all gonna have to get the book to hear the rest.